Hi, everybody. This is video on step 3, the works cited page and the reflective endnotes. So recall with the last video, we actually set up our part of our multi-genre paper. So we put um, a, a little page marker here for title page. We did a page break. Then we did a page marker here for letter of reflection and did a page break, and one here for table of contents. And then we put our first blender. So I'm still not done with my first blender, but at least I have some of it done. I have my dictionary definition done, so I can show you how to do a reflective endnote for that. But before I show you that, after our first blender, page break and put second blender, and then page break after that and put third blender, just so you're setting up the rest of your paper. And then you're going to put works cited and then reflective endnotes. And as you can see, I've already placed items on those two pages on the works cited page and also on the reflective endnotes page. So let's first talk about the reflective endnotes. Notice that I have my reflective endnotes on the very last page by itself, separate from the chunks of writing. I have set it up as first blender, and then I have an enumerated list here of all three of my chunks. I pre-wrote the reflective endnote for the dictionary definition. So essentially what a reflective endnote is you telling the reader a little bit more about that particular chunk of writing. It could be, oh, I wrote it from this person's perspective because, or you could tell us why you selected that particular genre or what you were hoping people would gain from reading that chunk of writing. So for my dictionary definition, which remember is all the way in my first blender, here it is, I have a reflective endnote. And my reflective endnote says, I thought it was important to let my reader know that I feel that an individual is crucial to society. That is why I ended with telling my audience that each individual is necessary. So just telling my reader a little bit more about it. So this is only 2-3 sentences per chunk of writing. I still need to finish my journal entry. Then I would write my reflective endnote for the journal entry, and I need to finish my top 10 list and write my reflective endnote for that. So those are the reflective endnotes. You need to write a reflective endnote for every single chunk in every single blender. So eventually I'll have my second blender here and all the chunks listed and reflective endnotes for those, as well as my third blender. Let's talk about the works cited page next. So it's a good idea to get some practice with using an online citation maker like EasyBib or Citation Machine. I like using Citation Machine. If you get to this Citation Machine website, you would have to put in this number. This is the ISBN number for our textbook. And as you can see, I've put it right here too, in case you wanted to try doing this yourself. You would select book as the source type. It's not a website, it's an actual book. You put in that ISBN number and then you click search. And eventually you will have this, you'll get this citation. You'll want to copy that citation 3 times on your works cited page, once for each source that you used from the online textbook. And then you'll need to go back and add to the very beginning of each of those sources the author, the author of that source, and then the source title in quotation marks. So you're going to add it to the beginning of this. So I'm going to add my next source, which is Amy Tan's mother tongue. So I'll put Tan, Amy, mother tongue. And then my third source is Toric, You put the last name first. Toric Barton. Comma Dex, you put a comma and then the first name, you put a period, 2 spaces after that, quotation mark, and then the title of the source from, and this is the title of the book it comes from How the Internet is Uniting the World. I have that part in parentheses or in italics because it's an actual title of a book. Okay. And then I need to capitalize from. Okay. So that's how you use it. Remember, this part is the same as this. Well, let me put 2 spaces. See that? It's the same as that. And it's the same as that because all 3 of these sources are coming from the same book. But once again, I just add the author for my source and the title of the source to the beginning of each of these entries. Then you need to like kind of clean this up a little bit. I'm going to get rid of this extra spacing. I have to center works cited. I'm going to highlight all of this and make sure, sometimes I have to click this right here. This is going to help me with line spacing. And notice there's still extra spacing in between, which is not what you want. So I'm going to get rid of this add extra spacing. And then I'm going to put it back in again. Sometimes that gets rid of those extra spaces between enters. There we go. This is actually my first source, and I put them in alphabetical order by the author's last names. So I actually need to do the opposite of what I do with a paragraph. The first line is not indented, but any other lines for that citation are. So I'm going to press Enter, Tab. I'm going to do the same thing for the Amy Tan entry. Enter, Tab. And the same for the Toric Barton, Enter, Tab. And I'm going to have to do it here too. Enter, and that tabbed automatically. And that's your works cited. You wouldn't have this number here. I just kept it here. So if you guys wanted to practice doing this citation yourself on Citation Machine, you had the book ISBN number. That's it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or ask in class. And you guys have a great day.